I pride myself on research when it comes to this channel. When I want to make a joke video on Pingu, you bet I'm going to dredge up a shitload of excess info that I found and somehow crowbar it into the vid. When I do a video on my anime list, you bet I'm going to somehow find a way of talking about random OVAs from the 1980s. And when I make a video about Studio Trigger, you bet that I'm going to just recap what I generally managed to assume people's reactions were to a show that I didn't watch. Keep this in mind, because today I'm going to be doing a video on gacha games. These games are getting more and more popular, with billions being pumped into them each year. They have become an essential part of the anime community at this stage, and have I played any? Fuck no. I don't have any experience with gacha games, and I largely intend to keep it that way. But that doesn't mean that I haven't been able to completely avoid them. I still see and hear the occasional thing from a few of the more popular gacha games, and so I'm going to bring a completely new perspective to creating a gacha game tier list. Not actually knowing anything about these games. We've got to start with the big kahuna of all these games, Genshin Impact. I'll be blunt, I was really planning on putting this in F tier, because my god, the fandom is easy to clown on. If you're ever out of an easy punchline, just say Genshin Impact fan, and it will fit. Just picture what comes to your mind when I say anime fan you don't like. And no matter if you picked a morally Puritan video essayist, an entry-level normie, or a greasy 30-year-old neckbeard with a body pillow collection, all of them could be the stereotypical Genshin fan. If any Genshin fans are watching, you might be saying that I only dislike it because it's popular, and my god, you're actually kind of right. In all truth, Genshin is a bit of a breath of fresh air when it comes to your average gacha game, as instead of it being set in a post-apocalypse with turn-based combat where you just look at the numbers, Genshin has a big old explorable fantasy world with things to find, well-crafted atmosphere, in which you then get into fights where you just watch the numbers. The fan art is also really good in some of the, spicier circles. But here's the problem. If someone showed me a fan art of a Genshin character, I wouldn't be able to recognize if it was Genshin or not. Unless it was like someone really popular, like, I think they're called Paimon or Klee. I don't fucking know, honestly. When I'm at a convention, I see a load of people in cosplay and I don't recognize what the cosplay is. And most of the time, that cosplay turns out to be Genshin Impact. I know now that it's Genshin Impact because I was at a con in 2023, and one of the guys I was going with was in cosplay, which was of Diluc from Genshin Impact. However, when I first saw this person, I didn't know what Diluc was, so I just said, oh, nice Rias Gremory cosplay. It was a moment, I'm gonna put it bluntly. Genshin has become a property that is now borderline mainstream, and has even become a mainstay at conventions for both cosplay and merch. Many people mention Genshin in the same breath that they might mention some of their favourite gateway anime. But as I always say, if you can talk about your anime in public with other people, then you're watching the wrong anime. C tier. Arknights is up next, and I'm putting this straight in S tier. Art style is pretty darn great, hitting the perfect balance between cute and gritty. They also did a marketing push a few years ago that featured not only this penguin, which already scores points because it's a penguin, but also this banger of a song, Speed of Light. But what absolutely ticks my boxes when it comes to Arknights is something I ran into a few weeks ago. I was browsing YouTube, and I saw someone had uploaded an animation parodying the end of the new Modern Warfare 3 game, and the parody was somehow better than literally anything that had come out of the actual fucking game. So, since the animation was quality, I checked out the channel, and wouldn't you look at that, they're an Arknights fan. They even made an animation of Arknights, and what music did they use for the first few frames? But some of the Hotline Miami 2 soundtrack. That OST is Kino, so I'm putting this straight in S tier. Some of you might say this is foolish of me, as I've never even touched the gameplay, but to that I say, exactly. My only experience of League of Legends is that I've listened to Everything Goes On and I've watched Arcane, and I can tell you this is the best way to experience League of Legends because you can actually bypass playing the fucker. And if not playing Arknights is the same feeling you get from not playing League of Legends, I think that alone justifies the ranking. On to the other big daddy of the gacha game world, Fate GO. The GO obviously standing for Global Offensive. And this does fairly well in my books because all of Fate Go's cute anime girls are actually historical figures. Okay, that statement isn't exactly true. Let me get the more accurate version. All of Fate Go's cute anime girls and boys are actually historical figures and pieces of orbital research equipment. The cast is very iconic, and I personally know a few of them from a certain Dojin series. I read that this Dojin series is it's a little infamous in the Fate community, and it's called Fate Zero. I've forgotten what actually happened in Fate Zero, the anime. I think I wasn't even sure what was going on while I was watching it. I just remember it being kind of good, but I'm putting it in B tier because I'm too stupid for the Fate franchise. Do not even show me that fucking timeline. Put it away, put it away! Blue Archive first came onto my radar when Gargura did a cover of one of the songs for a promo event. Now, I don't know why they picked Gargura, but I think she must have been a good fit for Blue Archive because, well, her character design is, you know, it's, blue. Okay, I'm gonna get serious with any Blue Archive fans watching right now. You lot make me sad. Like, really sad. This is my face right now thinking about Blue Archive. And you fuckers could have just kept those jokes to yourselves. But no, you had to go and ruin other things, like Google reviews of places as well. This makes me angry, like, really angry. So angry, I think I'm gonna have to post several of these emojis right now. You lot are not cute. You're not funny. You belong in a correctional facility! Someone could just re-edit that with the Vine Boom sound effect over the top. That would be great. Thank you. I'm putting this one in C tier for cannot elaborate further. Uma Musume is a game about horse girls. Apparently these are based on real horses, so I've been told, and supposedly they've actually saved some of these real-life horses, since this game is considered less of a hobby and more of just a religion. But for me, the appeal lies within the simplicity. This is literally just betting on horse racing, which is all of what gacha is, but with anime girls. And simplicity is where it's at. A tier. Nikkei is a gacha game set in the post-apocalypse, which doesn't do much to separate it from most gacha games. So I looked on the website and was greeted with this. The mankind, dismally defeated, has to live underground. This is not only bad for grammar, but they also fucked up the sentence spacing and the font size. D tier. Honkai Star Rail is a game about trains in space, and it would be right up my alley, except this is nothing like the Galaxy Railways. From what I've seen, most of it is just bumming about in a city that looks like what Lyon, France would look like if it actually existed. The mascot for this game is just Camelot from the Yakuza series, except if they didn't give you any rewards in exchange for Tojo Clan crests. Basically, this game is not the Galaxy Railways, and it could have been the Galaxy Railways, but it decided not to be the Galaxy Railways. F tier. Oh fuck, I've been wearing my headphones this whole time. Probably should have been wearing my headphones, shit. To cleanse the palate, we're going to have a look at the Eminence in Shadows gacha game, whose name I haven't even remembered. But this is going straight to S tier for one reason alone. And that reason was the crossover event they did with Momosuzu Nene. I am a Neko, and this crossover event is all I need both to put down as evidence for a top ranking, as well as a request to introduce a VR mod. I know nothing about this game. I don't want to know anything else about this game. Nenechi is everything I need to know about this game. Nene is love. Nene is life. Nene is Hololive. Her words, not mine.
I am Hololive.
But now that I've stated any allusions to a fair ranking are out the window, I will also mention that Idly Pride is being ranked on this list solely because of how Nenechi liked it. Unfortunately, this doesn't come out as favourably as the Eminence in Shadow, because while I like me some idols, Nene played this game and, well, the footage just speaks for itself. I can't forgive this game. It made the poor girl cry. D tier. Speaking of comparisons, these next two gacha games are going to be compared with each other, because we've got two games about ship waifus, Azure Lane and Cancol. Both take inspiration from real life, since their ship girls are based on real Navy ships, but Azure Lane goes the extra mile, since some of their ship girls are named after post-World War II ships, such as HMS Sheffield. By the way, Sheffield treats panties much the same way that the PS3 treated having games. But I have a bit of a history with Cancol, you see, since that's the first gacha game I ever heard about, and I heard it through a YouTube poop entitled Michael Rosen's Rapid Snatch Expansion by Chicken Pika, which is also the first time I had ever heard of Toho. Yes, this video really was my canon event, but it's down to the wire between Cancol and Azure Lane, so how do I make the proper judgment? Well, Kankol did have the better doujinshi, so, as your lane gets a B tier, Kankol gets an A tier, and while we're at it, the Michael Rosen Rapid Snatch expansion gets an S tier. The next game is one whose name I don't even know if I'm getting right. I think it's either Dolls Frontline or Girls Frontline. Either way, this is the game about girls who are defined by their relationships to big black shooters, by which I mean various service girls. This game has the P90 in it, my beloved, but it also got an anime. I heard the anime was pretty shit, but the opening was also a banger, so I'm feeling a cheeky A tier for this one. They also made a sequel to Girls or Dolls Frontline, and I'm going to give you a rank for that in a bit, because I'm up in karaoke, so just 1 second. Coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine. Gotta be damned because I want it all. F tier. I was going to put this in D tier, but the only D this game takes is from Mr. Raymond. Finally, we have Limbus Company, a game from Korean developer Project Moon, who have previously made Library of Ruina, a game that I also haven't played. But from what little I know that Project Moon's intentions for this game go beyond simply making gacha, but also in expressing an oppressive Lovecraftian atmosphere. Just from a look at the website, you get this uneasy feeling, as well as the idea that a lot of effort has been put into the story and the art direction, and I don't care about any of that, because this game is called Limbus Company, and Limbus is a really funny word. I know it has a definition, but I don't give a shit. It's just really funny to say the word Limbus. Limbus. I'm putting this one in A tier because I might genuinely download it just so I can say while playing it that I'm limbusing. Limbusing. I'm immature. And there you go. These are my final rankings. But remember, I rank these from a place of intentional ignorance. I'm sure that were I to give each of these games a fair chance, I'd be playing them and then this list would look very different. They'd all be in F tier.